Hello there guys, and welcome to another one of my reviews. Today we are driving the brand new Mini Cooper SE, the first electric car, fully electric car from Mini. Because I'm saying fully electric car because they've been offering a couple of plug-in hybrid models for quite some time now, but they haven't been particularly popular. Now this Mini electric might just turn things around. Why? Because this signals a return to form for Mini, return to the original principles that made this brand brilliant in the first place. Now, the basic idea behind the Mini models in the Mini brand were that they were supposed to offer people compact size cars with low maintenance costs that would allow the British population to, drive around town and do their chores without a lot of hassle. That said, this is a return to form, as I said, because it's small, it's easy to drive, easy to maintain. It's an electric car, so you won't have a lot to invest in maintenance anyway, and it's going to be pretty cheap overall. Furthermore, it offers everything a normal Mini does without the hassle of having an internal combustion engine under the hood. And that's a big plus in my book. Let's talk about the philosophy behind this electric car. Now, the goal here was to offer a Mini hatchback 3-door, because this isn't available in a 5-door configuration. A 3-door Mini hatchback without too many changes on the outside or underneath the sheet metal, but with an electric motor underneath the hood or the bonnet. So basically from the outside, you can tell this is a Mini electric by a couple of slight hints that some unadvised people may miss. Basically, they're reduced to the wheels, the color choice, which can be changed, of course. You're not obligated to get the electric green side mirror covers, and the front grille. Now that's the biggest giveaway, because the front grille is blocked out, as you see in many electric cars, to improve the airflow around the car at low and high speeds. But other than that, this Mini looks just like a normal Mini. And another giveaway is the fuel cap, which right now, of course, houses a charging port, but has an eDrive logo on it, so that's another giveaway. You also have a couple of badges around the S in the Cooper S. In the Cooper S, nameplate is green, so it's no longer red as it is on a regular car. But all of those can be removed. The biggest giveaway is, of course, the grille up front, which blocks out the airflow to the internal combustion engine that no longer works, so it's no longer on the car. Basically, what you have under the hood now is an electric motor. So all that combined gives you an idea of how small the differences are visually between an electric Mini and the internal combustion Cooper S. Leaving that aside, stepping inside, the same principles apply. So the differences are minimal. All that's different is the instrument cluster, which is digital, but I have a feeling that the general layout will be introduced on other Minis soon, including the internal combustion engine ones. You also have a green start button and a green detail on the gear shift lever. But other than that, everything inside is exactly the same. So very, very few differences here. What is different compared to a regular Mini, though, is this center console. It looks the same, but it houses the batteries, which are combined in a T-shaped set, which runs along here and beneath the rear seat. Now the battery has a capacity of 32 kilowatts brute, but netto that's down to 28.9 kilowatts. Basically, you get 29 kilowatts out of this battery. According to Mini, this should allow you to cover around 160 miles with a full charge. My testing time with the car showed me that's an optimistic result. So around town, I saw an average energy consumption of around 14 kilowatts for each 100 kilometers covered. Considering the battery is 29 kilowatts, that would translate to about 210 kilometers of range. That's 124 miles of range. So pretty far off from the official estimates. Outside the city limit, I saw that average consumption dropped to 12 kilowatt hours if you drove with an average speed of around 75 kilometers an hour, and going up to 20 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers covered at average speeds of around 75 miles per hour, which basically is the speed limit around here in Europe. So it will depend on how you exploit the car, how far you will get with one full battery. But on the plus side, this thing is a hell of a fun ride. So under the hood, you have the same i3S electric motor. So it's the same motor used by the BMW i3S. It has 184 horsepower and 250 Newton meters of torque, or 184 pound-feet of torque. Of course, this being an electric car, the torque is available from basically 0 RPM. So the pedal response is instantaneous. That translates to a very fun ride. Of course, every electric car has instant throttle response. So, you know, that doesn't separate Mini from the rest of the cars in the segment. But what does separate Mini from the rest of the cars in the segment is the fact that BMW offered the British company a little bit of tech dubbed ARB. Now, you might have heard of ARB in my BMW 1 Series, the new 1 Series review. Basically, this system was implemented on all BMW cars, starting with last year, I think, and was developed during the company's involvement in Formula E. It is basically a new traction control system that's faster to respond and faster to react. On these cars with instant torque, it is very important that the traction control system reacts very quickly, because the wheels will break traction very fast. So the system needs to keep up with that traction brake. So what this does is shorten the distance the information has to travel from the sensor at the wheel, which tells the car that there's slippage over there, and the control unit. So basically, on a regular DSC system, you have the information coming from the wheel sensor going to a DSC unit, then from the DSC unit to the ECU, and then from the ECU back to the brake pad, to the calipers to brake or release the brake, depending on what the situation is. On this ARB system, the DSC controller is integrated into the ECU, so the distance traveled by the data gathered by the sensor is a lot shorter. So basically, the car reacts faster. And I had a Hyundai Kona Electric before this car, which has more power but drives worse. Now you would expect that because the Kona is a bigger car, has a bigger battery, rides taller, and so on. But the main differentiator was the way it broke traction, because that car also had trouble putting down the power without breaking traction. So the DSC, the ESP, whatever, the yellow light that from the traction control system would pop up all the time and would slow you down. Like when you accelerate hard, it would just cut off power, I don't know, intermittently for like 10 times across 2 seconds. On this car, the ARB system works a lot better and offers a lot more traction in the corner, outside the corner, and even just accelerating in a straight line. So this makes this car a lot more fun to drive. So that being said, what's my takeaway regarding the Mini Cooper SE, the new Mini Electric? Well, it's a really fun car to drive. It's gonna be absolutely perfect for anyone looking for a second car to drive around town, to go to work, you know, do the daily chores. It will most certainly not be enough as your single car, so you will most definitely need a second car, especially if you have a family. But on the other hand, if you're single, you only go to work and back, and you know, shopping day to day in the city, and you go for longer trips very seldom, when you can use different means of transportation, maybe borrow a car or use the train or the plane. This could also be your only car. So it depends on how you're planning on using it. I think you have all the information you need to make an informed decision if you're thinking about buying an electric Mini in this review. So with that being said, this has been my review of the new Mini Cooper SE. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, share, and of course subscribe to help me reach that 1,000 followers marker and maybe monetize this channel. Hope to see you guys next time, and don't forget to feed your passions. Ciao.